Outlaw Law is brought to you by Whitaker and Hamer, attorneys and counselors at law. Your law firm for life.
You're listening to the Outlaw Lawyers, Josh Whitaker, Joe Hamer, and Cassandra Nicholas, Whitaker and Hamer Law Firm, where you can find them. Josh and Joe are the managing partners. They are practicing attorneys here in North Carolina, as is Cassandra Nicholas, also a practicing attorney here in the great state of North Carolina. They've got offices in Raleigh, Garner, Clayton, Goldsboro, Fuquay, Varina, and Gastonia. We talk the legalese each and every week, and we're right in the middle of a listener question program. We'll get to the next question in a second. But if you've got a situation you're facing and you need some answers, I've got a phone number for you, 800-659-1186. That's 800-659-1186. And then leave your contact information, briefly what that call's about. An attorney with Whitaker and Hamer will be in touch with you to help you answer those questions. And also, you can always send those questions to the show, questions@theoutlawlawyer.com. That's questions@theoutlawlawyer.com. And we'll answer them on a future program. Check out the website, too, theoutlawlawyer.com. Next question up is college freshman headed off to college out of state very, very soon. What kind of legal documentation should he or she have in place before they actually move out of state, Josh?
Well, I'll tell you, Morgan, I went to college in the mid-'90s, and I don't know that I don't think then there was a lot of thought put into, you're over 18, you're an adult for most legal situations. I never thought about estate planning. I didn't know. I had a really good CD player. I had like one of those CD players that you could put like 100 CDs in. Besides that and my car, I don't know that I really owned very much. So I don't think that, and when you're 18, you're not thinking about getting hurt, getting maimed, getting, God forbid, something happening to you, getting killed. So you're not really thinking about estate planning. It's hard to make 40, 50-year-old people think about estate planning, let alone an 18-year-old. Cassandra, when you left home and went to school, did you have any kind of estate planning, kind of powers of attorney? Did you have any of that in place?
Absolutely not. I had no idea that was a thing at the time.
Yeah, you could have told. Yeah, you'd have to tell me what it is first for me to even know that I needed it.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure as an 18-year-old I would have agreed.
But you've got a lot of folks now, and this has become really popular over the past 5 to 10 years. We get this call a lot, in this time of year, in the July, August, late summertime, when people are, I think, I don't know this, I don't have any scientific data, but I get the feeling, at least in our area, maybe kids stay home a little longer. I know I moved out as soon as I could move out, and my parents were great folks and helped me through college. But I get the feeling now that parents maybe help a little longer than parents did 10, 15, 25 years ago.
I do think that's becoming much more the norm in the U.S. I'm not sure about North Carolina specifically.
Yeah. I think as a society, that's just what we're seeing. And I just base that on, the people that I talk to and things like that. But we're getting a lot of calls like, hey, what documentation do I need to have in place? Because, a lot of times parents at that age are still involved with doctors and dentists, and a lot maybe still help you schedule appointments and kind of keep up with your medical records. And you're probably still on their insurance plan a lot of times. I
need someone to do that now. I need some appointments.
But anyway, so the first thing that I usually talk to about is it's probably a good idea if your 18, 19, 20-year-old is on board, like Cassandra said. Some might not be on board. But, a healthcare power of attorney is something that always makes sense to me, Cassandra. We've talked about it on the show before. What's a healthcare power of attorney?
So that is allowing the parent a little more oversight of the healthcare to their children. They'll have more rights if the child does end up, hurt, maimed, sick, something like that in the hospital. They can show the doctor their healthcare power of attorney and have a little bit more access to what's going on with their child and a little bit more decision-making power. Yeah,
so a healthcare power of attorney does a lot of things. It can be as specific and broad as you need it to be, but I think the average healthcare power of attorney, so your college freshman is going to be over 18, is going to be an adult. Their doctors may not talk to you anymore, let you schedule appointments, won't let you see medical records because they're dealing with an adult, and they don't have to. You're not the guardian anymore. You're not in the same position you were. So if your college freshman or sophomore, what have you, is on board, they can sign a healthcare power of attorney, basically telling doctors and folks that they can talk to you. They can discuss healthcare issues with you. And of course, it will do things like if your college freshman becomes incapacitated, can't make their own medical decisions, then this healthcare POA, if the treating physician has it on file, they'll know to reach out to you. They'll have your cell phone number. They'll have your address. So you can help participate in healthcare decisions if your college age son or daughter can't do that. So healthcare POA is not very expensive to draft. And I think can come in handy. I think we see that most times if you're a parent that's still helping your son or daughter in college with financial decisions and you're helping them on that side, then maybe even what I would call a real power of attorney would be handy. And
that'll allow the parents to, if business-wise or anything else, sign contracts on behalf of their child. They can sign documents for them in basically any context in which that would come up.
Right. Checks, and then that gets us into the next step. I don't know what kids today own when they get into college. I didn't own anything besides, like I said, my sweet CD player that I was very proud of. But, if you're...
Wait. Define sweet.
So my CD player it was like one of those ones where you could put 100 CDs in and hit shuffle.
Wow.
It was something I was very proud of. I worked very hard to obtain it. I don't have it anymore. It didn't make it.
Were your dates impressed with the size of that CD changer? That's incredible.
I think everybody was. I think it's hard. I think if I saw that today somewhere, I would still be impressed. I'd be like, oh,
the fact that you've got 100 CDs that you can put in it.
Yeah.
And that it had to physically move the CDs to switch them.
That's
so
right.
You had to wait between the songs if you were switching between songs on different CDs. Right now, if my iPhone decides that it's going to pause my Spotify for 2 seconds, I'm annoyed.
So Josh, go-to CDs, if you had to name a couple that were in there that you just wore out.
Oh, that's a good question, Morgan. I wasn't prepared for that question.
All right, you got 100 of them. I mean, pick two.
I think
some Rage.
Yeah, I think the first Rage Against the Machine would be in there. I think Master of Puppets would have been in there.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I think we would have had back then. I think we would have had some Fugees or some Loonies in there. It would have been I think right at college time was when I was going back to my classic rock phase. So there'd have been some Black Sabbath in there. It'd have been a nice, healthy mix, Morgan.
I'll tell you, it's always interesting to kind of peel back that curtain just a little bit on Josh, Joe, and Cassandra. So, Outlaw Lawyers, we've got one more segment to go. We'll leave that open to, you're going to be able to figure out exactly where we're going next. The Outlaw Lawyers, Josh Whitaker, Joe Hamer, and again, Cassandra Nicholas. They are practicing attorneys here in North Carolina. Josh and Joe, the managing partners of Whitaker and Hamer Law Firm. They have offices conveniently located in Raleigh, Garner, Clayton, Goldsboro, Fuquay, Varina, and Gastonia. If you're facing a legal situation and you've got questions, I've got a phone number for you, 800-659-1186. That's 800-659-1186. Leave your contact information, briefly what that call is about, and an attorney will be in touch with you to help you answer those questions. You can always send those questions to the show, questions@theoutlawlawyer.com, and we will answer those on future programs. We'll be right back right after this.